Alright, it is October. I gotta get ready to do some work. So, I've made this easy chart right here. So from October to November, what am I gonna do? Because I'm in the month of October, right? Well, I got the scissor down there and gloves. That means I'm gonna need to prune my dragon fruits. And then so right after November, it's gonna be the winter season. They go into dormancy. So right before that, I'm going to give it one last Flora Nova grow bloom. One good watering of that. And hopefully whatever roots will absorb, or it will stay inside the soil over the holidays until next year. And to top the soil, I'm going to use alfalfa pellets. Yep, these are just tiny little pellets that I got from a animal feed store. It's cheaper to buy like this, buy it in a bag like this, like 25-pound bags, what have you. And this is a bag from last year. Yeah, after you use it, you just keep it in a dry place so they can still stay in pellet form. So if you look really closely at these things, they're just basically alfalfa that's been crushed down, or broken down to tiny little pieces, and they form a tiny pellet. So they don't really have a lot of mass. Even though they're big right here, once you absorb, put it into water and dissolve it, it becomes very light. And then you can see how light it is. It's not really soil, but it does give a good ground cover for the winter. And this is a natural release nitrogen kind of a fertilizer. So this is good for use. I know a lot of farmers use this for flowers and tomatoes, what have you. So I use it too. So that's what I did for this year, 2024. So end of 2023. I used that, so it worked for me because I got a lot of fruits this year, so I'm going to keep doing it. So there. So November and October. So in October, I'm going to start doing this. And now in February to April, whenever you notice the dragon fruits are waking up, you can tell that they're awake when the weather's warm, and that's some kind of growth is starting to show. And that's when I use chicken manure. See, I say February to April because sometimes February is still too cold in my area. I'm in Northern California, 10A, so by the Bay Area here, it gets cold. It can go all the way to March. So that's why I say, hey, maybe even April before I can add this chicken manure. I'm not gonna add it like when it's still raining and all. So yeah, chicken manure around that time. And then from May or maybe even April, depends when they're starting to grow. So I'm going to alternate my fertilizer between the Flora Nova bloom as opposed to the earlier one. That's Flora Nova grow. See, grow, that means that growing them green, right? And then if you want them to bloom, this is when you want fruits to start growing. So around May or even April, I will use this so that I get more fruit buds. I don't want to have branch buds. The green one will give you more branch buds and allow them to be more green, which is good. You need that green, branches. And also, I use liquid fish fertilizer. So you probably can't see the yellow in there, but this is that's what it is. It's fish fertilizer. So I alternate between these two. So like 1 week I use this one week I use that. So I don't want to just feed them same thing, right? Sometimes they may not like the steak and they like chicken dinner, right? And I just keep going back. I mean, seafood and what have you. So these are the dates. Now, for those of you who are very observant, what is with this green stick in October, November, right? Well, let me show you. Let me clip my camera on first. This stick right here. So this is just a stake that you can buy anywhere. So you see that there's a point right here, and it's very long. Let me walk over to one of my plants and I will show you what I'm gonna do. So right here, this particular dragon fruit plant, my American Beauty, there's only one more fruit left, and that's just right here, the red one. So basically this is finishing its growth for this year. There's nothing else on this plant that's gonna grow. So that means I can start aerating the soil. See, over the year, the soil got so compact. And I found that this is the perfect tool for me, so I can get away from all these branches. Now, you could wear gloves when you're doing this, right? In fact, I recommend you wear gloves, because while you're holding this, you don't want to scratch right into these points, right? These little needles are pretty sharp. So luckily, American Beauties doesn't have a lot of long ones compared to other plants. So for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to show you just a couple of them, so I don't get ourselves hurt. See, I just poke this into the soil like so, just anywhere, and then you just shove it down all the way until you feel the bottom, right? See, you see that? And then you pull it out. So you keep doing this. So, oh yeah, see the vibrations. See, so this is all the way down to the bottom of the soil. Yes, you're gonna feel some resistance from hitting the roots. You're gonna probably break a few roots in here, but that's okay. Succulents, in fact, I think if you read about succulents, they prefer you to break some of the roots and let new roots grow in the new year. So I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm not gonna do it all day long, because it's probably gonna take me like good 5 to 10 minutes to do, because I'm gonna poke a lot of holes in here. So I'm really gonna aerate this soil so that it's not so compact in here. Because see, when the beginning of the year, you see the line right here, the line of soil. The soil was actually up to this up here, so it went down by 1.5 inches. But that means how much compaction it has. So I'm creating these holes in here to loosen that up, so that more nutrients can go through these holes. Let me come down here and to show you better. Let me take my camera off here. Yeah. So by creating these holes here, nutrients can get in. Also, my alfalfa pellets can go in. See? Yeah, that's the difference, right? Between beginning of the year, after I put alfalfa, chicken manure and all, that raises it all the way up to here. Sometimes it may be even up higher than that. And then throughout the year, just keep dropping until it is, down here now, like 1.5 to 2 inches below. So that's a lot of compaction. Of course, that also went into the fruits and the branches, right? Because branches, they don't just grow from water, they got to soak up something. So yes, all this compaction, some of the nutrients went up to here, and that's why you gotta get all the fruits. So now you need to loosen up the soil, and it's okay to break a few roots while you're doing it. So by doing that, then I just put the new Flora Nova Grow fertilizer right before the season's over, and maybe next week, whenever I finish all this aeration. Then I put I'll let it dry a little bit first. After that, then I just put the alfalfa on here. I'll just put like a layer, maybe 1/2 inch, just to cover all the soil over the winter. And that's it. That's what I do from October to November. And let's go back to here. And then let's talk about this. So also during this month of October, November, it's a pretty busy month, you're gonna need to prune these guys. So what I prune? Well, first of all, I look at these branches here. So definitely I'm not gonna try to salvage these, right? Some of them I look for the super narrow, or it looks like they're dried up ones. I just clip it here, or I could even clip at the source, which is over there, which I'll just do it there. See, by doing that there. So I just take that out. So I'm gonna kind of lighten up this area so it's not so congested, and so I can allow new growth. See, by touching it, some of them are so dry, like these yellow ones. I'm not gonna salvage them, I'm just gonna take them away like so. And then some of these yellow ones, see, you gotta feel for them. If you feel them and they're still kind of thick, not dried up like beef jerky, then I'll keep those. See, like these, even though they're yellow, they're still okay. But even some green ones, right? If they're all too skinny, I will remove them. See this, this is on the borderline. So right now, I'm not gonna prune everything for you because it'll take a lot of time. But I'm just giving you an example what I'm gonna be pruning. Like this one is super dry. So that means it's gonna take a lot of nutrients to fill it back. So I'd rather have new ones than to try to salvage this one. See, so some of these, and also because there's so much yellow on it, so I'm just gonna throw away like that. So this is the time to prune it, October or November. Usually you want to do it after all the fruits are gone, but then this is just the last. There's maybe one more, but because there's only a few left, I can start pruning. Like this one right here, see? I still have 2 more fruits. I'm not going to be pruning it all yet. But something like this, right? I don't mind pruning it right now because it's so dry. And it's also kind of near the branch, see? So you should be starting to prune all this. Now, you should definitely wear gloves because if you're going to be pruning a lot of these, you know, chances are you're going to get you're going to get caught by this. So that's why I have examples of long gloves. See, let me come back here. See, I don't just use the little short gloves for these because dragon fruits, they're so long they can reach all the way. Let me just to your arm. So I need to save all that. So these are real old, 4 or 5 years old now. See, once you have this, you could just like whatever, right? See, look at that. So you could just like stick it through and, you know, whatever. I know, but you know, nothing is gonna hurt you. See, I know you can't do that with other gloves. See, look at me, look at me. I'm just like petting my plant right here, right? Ooh, you're gonna you have a good day. No, I'm gonna have a good day. See, look at that. See, that's why you wear the long gloves for this hobby. All right, I hope you're ready for the fall workout here because it's a lot of work to get it ready for next year.